Hello and welcome everyone. In this video we will solve digital electronics question that was asked in June and December 2019 NET exam. Our first question is the Boolean expression AB plus AB complement plus A complement C plus AC is unaffected by the value of the Boolean variable. These are our options A, B, C. Last option is A, B and C. Now for this given expression, we have to tell for which variable its value will be unaffected. Now first take this expression. Now from first two terms, we can take A as common. So it will be like B plus B complement, right? Plus from last two terms we can take C as common. Then we will have A complement plus A. Now B plus B complement. Plus means we are talking about OR, so it will always be 1. X plus X complement will be 1. So A into 1 plus again A plus A complement will be 1 into C. So at the end we will have A plus C. That was quite easy. Now we can see that among three variables A, B and C, in our final value we do not have variable B. So this expression will be unaffected by the value of B. It is only dependent on A and C. So right answer will be option B, that is variable B. Next question is, how many different Boolean functions of degree n are there? These are our options. First option is 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power n. Second option is 2 raised to the power 2n. Third option is 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power n minus 1. And last is 2 raised to the power n. Always remember that different number of Boolean function for degree n will always be 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power n. So right answer will be option 1. This question has been asked many times in competitive exams, so always to remember this. Next is, what will be the number of states when a mode 2 counter is followed by a mode 5 counter? These are our options 5, 10, 15, 20. In this question we have to tell number of states. We are given that mode 2 counter is followed by a mode 5 counter. Now we all know that when mode X counter is followed by mode Y counter, then the resultant counter is always mode X into Y counter, right? So we are given mode 2 counter followed by mode 5 counter. So resultant counter will be mode 2 into 5 counter, that is mode 10 counter. For mode 10 counter, number of states will be 10. So right answer will be option 2, that is 10 states. Next is, the parallel bus arbitration technique uses an external priority encoder and decoder. Suppose a parallel arbiter has 5 bus arbiters. What will be the size of priority encoder and decoder respectively? These are our options. We have to tell the size of encoder and decoder. Now first, to solve this question we need to know what is arbiter. Arbiters are electronic devices that allocate access to shared resources. For example, a bus arbiter is a device used in multi-master bus system to decide which bus master will be allowed to control the bus for each bus cycle. Now since it is given that a parallel arbiter has 5 bus arbiters, this is given in question. Hence number of bits required to provide 5 bus arbiters will be 3. How can we say so? If we take 2 bits, the number of bus arbiters that we can provide is 2 raised to the power 2, that is 4. But in given question we have 5 bus arbiters. If we take 3 bits, the number of arbiters that we can provide is 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8. So using 3 bits we can address 8 arbiters. We are given 5 bus arbiters, so it can be easily addressed. So for 5 bus arbiters we will use 3 bits. Right? Now, encoder is a type of combinational circuit which consists of 2 raised to the power n input lines and n output lines. That is 2 raised to the power n by n. Now we already know that n equals to 3 because 5 bus arbiters can be addressed using 3 bits. If we put this 3 in this 2 raised to the power n by n, we will get 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8 by 3. Now this is the size of encoder. Same way for decoder, we have n input line and 2 raised to the power n output lines. If we put n equals to 3, we will get 3 input line and 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8 output lines. So size of encoder will be 8 by 3 and size of decoder will be 3 by 8. So if we see our options, option 4 is our correct answer, that is size of encoder is 8 by 3 and size of decoder is 3 by 8. Next is, which of the following binary codes for decimal digits are self-complementing code? We are given 4 codes, 8421 code, 2421 code. Both these codes are weighted codes. Next is XS3 code and last is XS3 gray code. Now we have to tell among these 4 which one are self-complementing code. So first we will make a table. In column 1 we have decimal digits 0 to 9. Next we will write code for each method. Like in last row we have 8421 code, that is BCD code. 8421 code is also known as BCD code, binary coded decimal. We will write its code for decimal digits 0 to 9. Next XS3 code, it is BCD code plus 3. Like for each BCD code digits we will add 3, that is 0011. Now add 0011 in all these codes of BCD, we will get XS3 code. Right? Like for 0000, if we add 3, that is 0011, we will get 0011. Again for decimal digit 1, we will add 3 in this. We will get XS3 code for decimal digit 1. Same way for all BCD codes, if we add 3 in these codes, we will get XS3 code. Next we have 2421 code. This is also a weighted code like 8421 code. This is a self-complementing code. Now what is self-complementing code? Self-complementing code have the property that the 9's complement of a decimal number is obtained directly by changing 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. That is, we are reversing the bits. Self-complementing is nothing but reverse order from starting to last number. What does that mean? Like we are saying that 2421 code is self-complementing code. It means that for 0, that is our first code, to our last code, that is 9, we will change 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Same way, we will change bits of 1 with 8. Like 1 we have 0001 If we change 1 to 0 and 0 to 1, we will get 8. That is 1110. This is self-complementing code. 2 with 7, 3 with 6 and so on. So 2421 is self-complementing code. If we check for XS3 code, again it is self-complementing code. You can check 0 with 9, we are just changing 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So it is like this. Right? So this will be our pairing. We just have to check whether we have reverse 0 and 1 position. Now if we check for BCD or 8421 code, is it self-complementing code? Let us find out. Let us check its decimal digit 0 and 9. Now on 0th we have 0000, but on 9 we do not have 1111. Right? So 8421 code is not self-complementing code. 2421 and XS3 code both are self-complementing code. Last is XS3 gray code. XS3 and gray code are different coding schemes, so it is not appropriate. So only B and C are self-complementing code. A and D are not self-complementing code. If you see our option A is A and B, no, because 8421 is not self-complementing. Second is B and C, that is 2421 and XS3 code. This is our right answer. So I hope you got the basic of self-complementing code. This is very important question. This was our last question. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section.